Hello, Allan. Blain here. Today I get to talk to you about social media, specifically recruiting with social media, and I am fired up about this information. I'm trying to take about 10 hours of training and pack it down into about a half hour here today. So hang on and we're going to move quite quickly, okay? Should be very, very good though. I hope you get a lot of value out of this. At least that's my goal. So the first thing I want to do is just show you what I intend to cover. I'm going to cover 6 main areas of social media. Number 1, purpose of social media. I'm going to cover how to set up your Facebook or any profile for that matter. I'm going to talk about what to post, who is a lead on social media, using Facebook and Instagram stories, and the thing I'm most passionate about, recruiting with Facebook groups specifically. Okay, so number 1, let's talk about the purpose of social media. And no, the purpose of social media is not to sell our products. The purpose of social media is social, right? It's to connect with others. It's our electronic Rolodex, if you will. It's a way to build relationships online. It's a way to add value to other people's lives. It's a way to expose our lives to other people, or other people to our lives, maybe said a different way. Let them have an inside look at our hobbies, our family, our life. And finally, it is a way to use something called attraction marketing. Okay, not selling per se, but attraction marketing. And we will talk a little bit more about that here in a second. So again, I guess the thing I want you to know before I talk about this second part, our profile, is there's no replacement for building relationships. There's no replacement for meaningful conversation. There's no replacement for building leaders. Social media can't magically build our business, but it is an enhancer to all those things. Now, how do you use it properly? That's what I want to talk about. And that moves us into the second part of this training, how to set up your profile. Now, I want you to be aware, if you're not already, the first thing people are going to do when you connect with them on, I'm going to keep talking about Facebook, but you can apply this to Instagram or any other platform, is when you connect with them on Facebook, the first thing they're going to do is look at your profile, and they're going to be judging, what is she all about? What is his agenda, right? And so our profiles, like our online resume, is going to communicate something to our prospects. What does it communicate? That is the question we should ask ourselves. What does it communicate? Okay. I'm going to give you an example here on the screen of somebody's profile. And I want to ask you, what does it communicate? It communicates to me that they are selling product. It says right on their intro there in the red circle that they are a Ruby ambassador with their company. Okay. Oh, no wonder they friend requested me. No wonder they were so friendly to me when I met them at the basketball game. I mean, isn't that what the thoughtful skeptic's going to think? They have something to sell me, right? That is not what we want. Okay. Ideally, I don't want Neolife anywhere on my profile. Why? Because I don't want to give the wrong first impression that I'm all about selling them something and that's why I wanted to connect with them, because that actually is not the case. Yes, I believe I have something of value for everybody with Neolife, but whether I sell them something or not is beside the point of why I would want to build a friendship with them and meet them. Okay, that's secondary. So that's number 1. The second reason I don't want people to see I work for Neolife or at Neolife or I'm a Neolife director or whatever, in this case for Ruby director, is because I don't want them go, what do people say when they learn the word Neolife? What is Neolife? Who is Neolife, right? I want them asking me these questions, not Google, because what they're going to do is they're going to see, oh, Allan, Neolife, works at Neolife, or director at Neolife. They're going to go Google, what is Neolife? And Neolife's going to tell them something. And it's not going to be the something you want to tell them. You'll never get to have that conversation. You'll never get to put them into a Facebook group. You'll never get to share the video you wanted them to see. You'll never get to invite them to the Zoom health talk that you wanted to share them with them. They'll do 5 seconds on Google and may go, oh, yeah, it's like an Herbalife. It's like this company. It's just a vitamin company. We're not just a vitamin company. We're not just an Herbalife, right? So we want to have those conversations. That's why I don't want to have Neolife anywhere in any of my stuff for the most part, okay? So here as an example is my bride, Nicole Blain's testimony, her Facebook profile or her timeline profile here. You don't see Neolife anywhere in it. She just looks like a real person that is a family person that loves her family, is an entrepreneur, child of the king, mama of 6, happy wife, right? Here's mine. Just a regular guy. Nothing about Neolife. All right. In fact, I got this message the other day from somebody who sent me a friend request who I've never met. We had a bunch of mutual friends. I started a conversation because that's a lead. Don't know where it ends up, but it's at least a new friendship. Could be a prospect for Neolife, could not be. Either way, I want to start a conversation. And she messaged me back and says, right here in the highlight, I looked around at your Facebook to see exactly what it is that you're selling, but I couldn't find anything. As an entrepreneur myself, I'm wondering why that is. This is after I invited her or asked her if she was open to taking a look at what we do. That I had complimented her and told her that she looks like somebody we'd love to work with. Don't know if it's a fit for her or not, but are you open to taking a look at what we do? She sends back this message. I can't figure out what are you selling? I don't see your company anywhere. Exactly, because I want you to ask me. I didn't tell her this, but I want you to ask me. I want to have this conversation with you. I don't want you asking Google. Okay, so that's the point. Third part of the 6 parts. What do we post? I would recommend posting a balance of your life. Okay, we all have many areas of our life: physical, spiritual, relational, work life, hobby life. Post a balance of your life. And a good rule of thumb, if you think, well, what percentage of the post should be about promoting my Neolife business and what should not? An 80-20 rule. About 20% probably promoting your business. I would say even at the most. Nicole and I probably post 5 to 10% about our business. Okay, so hopefully that's helpful. But there's no hard and fast rule. Some people might post 30% about their business. What's more important than the percentage is that you understand the majority of your posts are not about your business or your product. Okay, and secondarily, what's equally important is that the 10%, the 20%, the 30% that is about your business, the income, the business side of our business or the product side of our business, is not naming our product and is not naming our company, but is creating curiosity through something called attraction marketing. So again, we're going to be connecting. We're using social media to connect, to build relationships, to add value to others, to share our lives. And how do we add value, by the way? Think of 5 or so topics that you're passionate about, that you know or either want to learn, and share about them. Share about things you know. Share about things you want to learn. Start learning it. Start reading a book about something you want to learn. Start taking a course. Watch a YouTube video. And share little nuggets on Facebook or whatever your platform is of what you're learning. You don't have to be an expert, but share value. Add value to the world. We've done some videos lately, on mindset. Nicole and I have done a video on our timelines on marriage, sharing things we've epically failed at, things we're winning at, things we've lost at, things we've learned. We're not experts on marriage. We're just being real and raw and vulnerable. And I encourage you to do the same. That's adding value. And we share our lives. We share our lives. People do business with people they know, like, and trust. We all do. We do business with people we know, like, and trust, or prefer to anyway. So let people get to know you. It's a great platform to let people get to know the real you, not a fake version of us, but the real us. And then number 5, again, attraction marketing. That's the 20% we're going to post about our business and our product, but we're going to do so by creating curiosity. We are not going to be a spammer. This is how not to do the 20%. Okay? Opportunity of a lifetime. Notice, no comments, no likes. Free shipping on all orders. Summer is quick. No comments, no likes. You can't see that on the screen, but there aren't. Next post, the very next day. This is like boom, boom, boom. Talking about become a customer, join my team, order. Not the way it's done. Now, this same person in this other company, not a Neolifer, free shipping ends tomorrow. Is there a product you want to try? No likes, no comments, no engagement. This same person, though, makes a post about other parts of their life. Her daughter, in this case, look at this, 101 likes. Same audience. A post about a dog, 155 likes. Okay, see the difference? There's no curiosity, there's no attraction marketing in the spammy post, right? And then, you know, I guess the thing I want to bring out of this too is your timeline. What you post, think of it as a TV channel. What would people want to watch? And you say, well, what would people want to watch? People want to know you. That's why they're following you. That's why they're your Facebook friend. And you are special and fearfully and wonderfully created. You're unique. There's nobody just like you. And I would challenge you, own it. Be you. Post about your life, things passionate that you're passionate about, things you know, things you're learning, and you will attract the people to you that are like you, okay, that share the same interests, that share the same values. Don't be afraid of that. Embrace it. But don't be an infomercial. That's the point. Do not be an infomercial. People will change the channel. So what do you post, you ask? Your personal life. We've covered that. You post anything entertaining, could be humorous. We want to see things. People go on social media to be entertained, to get value. They don't go on there to be sold. We don't go on there to be sold. It's not a shopping channel. So something entertaining or funny or anything that would entertain, doesn't have to be humor in any way, would be a good post. Something inspirational would be good. Something of knowledge or value to others. Something you're learning. We've covered that. Something you know or are learning. And again, the 20%, give or take 10%, that's business or product related. Okay, and when you do that, create curiosity. So again, Nicole and I don't claim to be experts. We don't claim to have it figured out, but just some examples of things that we do, that to give you examples of what we're talking about is, here's part of our 20% or 10% where we're promoting our business. We're not saying anything about our company's name. We're not saying anything about the products. We are talking about, with a little bit of humor, I guess, talking about how we have a home business and we get to work from home and doing Zoom calls. It doesn't really matter what we look like from the waist down, okay? Here's another one. We're giving recognition and honor to a teammate, in this case, Rebecca Sherrick or Rebecca Williams, sorry, just got married, who, you know, is crushing it as a new director and, you know, making over $1,000 a month, and we're so proud of her, blah, 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 but we're not saying the name Neolife, and we're not talking about our products. Creating curiosity, attraction marketing. We're talking about being interviewed on an upcoming conference call. This is going back to February. But again, not showing Neolife in this post at all, right? Showing, hey, we're being interviewed, you know, and every one of you that makes Emerald Director or World Team, you get to be interviewed too, right? So you can do this. You can make posts about your business partner being interviewed. But again, not showing the name of Neolife, so people can't go Google it, just creating curiosity. What is going on? What are they doing? What are they up to? This is so valuable. Not only does it keep them from asking Google, but then when we do our active prospecting, we call them up, invite them to look at something. We text or message them, inviting them to look at something. They're way more likely to be so curious at this point. I am so glad you asked. What is it you guys do? What is the company? What is the product? Yes, I'm open to looking at what you're doing. I'm dying to see. I'm so curious. See this? It makes prospecting that much easier. Instead of them going, nope, I know what you got. Yep, I already Googled it. I know all about you, because they spent 5 seconds on Google. So anyway, we post about doing nutritional seminars, but you notice we're not saying the name of the company or any products, okay? Promoting a Zoom health talk. Talk about the supplements. I say I feel so fortunate to have found a concentrated food extract supplement that actually works. Again, not mentioning the names Full Motion and Salmon Oil that I take in addition to my weight loss pack and various other products. But again, just creating curiosity. Okay. So now we move into the fourth area. Who is a lead? And this is something that I hope everybody catches if you haven't already. When you make the 20% post, like the ones I just gave you examples of, everybody that comments or likes on those is a lead. Everybody. I mean, unless they're a fellow Neolifer, right? If they like it, if they comment, if they share it, they're a lead. Obviously, if they express direct interest in your post, they're a lead. But don't overlook the likes, the loves, the comments, the shares. I would reach out to every single one of them, send them a private message, direct message, thanking them for engaging on your post. Thanks for the like, thanks for the love, thanks for the heart, thanks for the comment. Even if it's just that, so many times we've had people write back to those messages going, oh, yeah, you're so welcome. By the way, what is it? Or what is that product that you take for your knees? Or what is it that you were talking about? What kind of business do you do? Thank you. We're now in a dialogue. I'm in a dialogue with a prospect. That's exactly where we want to be. He who or she who has the most conversations wins and impacts the most lives in this business. That's the magic of social media, if done right. And who else is a lead? Obviously, when I would recommend, another little tip, limit your amount of time scrolling on social media. Limit it. Set a timer, 10 minutes a day, 15 minutes a day, whatever you have budgeted, 5 minutes a day. Time it, set it so you don't lose hours of your week, and spend that time engaging with people and looking for needs. And someone who makes a post, look for ways to engage with them and start a conversation. And also friend requests. When somebody sends me a friend request, like I mentioned earlier in this training, I don't just accept it. I accept it and send a message back. Thanks for the friend request. How do we know each other? Where do we meet? Oh, good to connect with you, whatever the scenario may be. What are you doing? What are you up to these days? And I start a conversation. Conversations. Social media should lead to conversations. So friend requests, what a great way to start a conversation, right? Okay, so those are all ways to get leads. Those are leads. The fifth area I want to discuss quickly is Facebook stories and also Instagram stories, as shown here on the screen. So if you're not familiar with it, you're not using them, I believe you're missing out on a great opportunity. You could do a whole training on stories, but just wanted to at least throw it in here and mention, don't overlook stories. If you want to see examples, here's a few of the stories I've put. I've done many stories, but just as examples, again, just trying to just show our life, just expose our life. The first one there, student ministry night at our home. The next one, a swimming workout, showing some health and fitness activity of my day. The next one, playing games with my 13-year-old daughter, 13-year-old daughter, Peyton, shooting rubber bands at Army men, right? Just real life stuff. Talking about a killer sunset, quoting a Bible verse, there. And then look at this last one that I'll show you. In the middle of a 3-day detox, here's part of the 20%, or in my case, 10%, talking about how I'm 16 miles into a 20-mile bike ride on day 2 of a 3-day detox. That's the kind of stuff, by not mentioning Neolife, that creates occasionally messages like this. Hey, how's the detox work? Is it truly a detox? Glad you asked. Now I'm in a conversation with the prospect. Okay, see how this works or can work? All right, finally, Facebook groups. Fired up to talk to you about Facebook groups and specifically recruiting, which is how you build your business using Facebook groups. So let's jump into this last section. Imagine with me for a moment, you're in this Neolife meeting room. Hundreds of people, maybe a couple thousand people, and about half of them are prospects, half of them are promoters. You have 25 prospects in the room. You're so excited. You've got 25 prospects. They're going to get to hear some amazing information. And the lady at the front says, okay, here's what we're going to do. Everybody who's been on Neolife for 30 days or more, or any amount of time, that has an experience with Neolife, would you please stand? We'll pass the mic. You have 30 seconds, no more than 30 seconds, to share your experience with Neolife, what it's been. And you're so excited because your 25 prospects are going to hear all these stories like popcorn all around the room. And she says, go. Who'd like to go first? And it's dead silent. Nobody stands up. How are you feeling? How are your prospects feeling? What are they thinking? Wow, this isn't that great, is it? That would not be good. Now imagine, on the other hand, when she says, okay, who'd like to go first? If it's just like popcorn, pop, 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 every 30 seconds. Every 30 seconds, someone's sharing a story. They're passing the mic around the room, right? In an hour, you get through 120 stories. What are your 25 prospects thinking? Wow. Wow. This is amazing. Where do I sign up? How do I get this stuff? How do I get these products? What are you thinking? Yes. Wish I would have got 250 people in this room. That would be amazing, wouldn't it? But could that happen all day long, every day for the rest of your life? Of course not. Probably most of us have never even had that experience one time. But here's why I'm saying that scenario. The power of Facebook groups brings that scenario to reality for every prospect you have anywhere in the world, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. It provides that social validity of seeing other people get real results for all of your prospects to see if you've invited them into a Facebook group like we're going to talk about. It creates a sense of community for the members. It is, again, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on any time zone. That's the benefit and the power of a Facebook group. In fact, Facebook groups will allow you to get referrals from other prospects and club members in the group with all that they're seeing. And I'll share with you a quick story on that here in a minute. And Facebook groups can help you retain your customers. Who doesn't want to retain customers and not have customers stop taking the product? These Facebook groups will help do that. How do I know? We've been heavily vested into Facebook groups for a little over a year now, for a little over a year, the past year, and our business has grown. And everybody in our team that has embraced it and used it, and even those outside our team that have, their business is growing exponentially. So this is just super exciting information. So let's jump into it. There's actually 4 main Facebook groups. We're only going to talk about 2. The 2 bottom ones would be like your team Facebook group. In our team, we call it Wisdom Builders. But in your team, whatever it may be, you'll probably likely have a team Facebook group. And then there's the corporate Facebook group, which is our VP of Sales, Josh Clark, where he does corporate training. These 2 on the bottom, I'm not going to talk about. I'm going to reference something later in Josh's. But the 2 on the top is what I want to cover here before we close. The Neolife Healthy Living Community Facebook group designed for customer prospecting, and the Ideal Business Neolife Facebook group designed for business or promoter prospecting. Okay, so let's jump into this. First of all, the Neolife Healthy Living Community North America Facebook group. What's the purpose? First and foremost, it is to recruit customers, recruit club members, and secondarily to retain customers, right? Retain club members. Who's the target audience? Obviously, it would be prospects. We are not going to speak lingo that promoters speak to each other, right? We're not going to even speak lingo that we would speak to a club member. We're going to speak lingo, a language that a prospect, that we would want our prospects to hear and that they would understand, right? So that's why we're not going to turn it into a Q&A about, what about this and what about that? That's not what we would want to hear back to that meeting room I just showed you a minute ago. Can you imagine? Do you want a bunch of popcorn testimonials for your prospects, or do you want some promoter going, well, what about this, or what do you recommend for that, or what about? That's not the format. That's not the place. Neither is this group. That's why there's no questions allowed. It turned into a big Q&A. We have other Facebook groups for that, as most of you probably know, right? We don't talk about our sponsor, our downline, our upline, our sideline. Nope, don't talk about that. We don't talk about our businesses. We are all users of the product. Whether you're a promoter, club member, doesn't matter. We're a user of the product. So let's speak as a user of the product as we share our stories and we share our testimonials inside this group, okay? So what to post? Post product experiences, post testimonials. What's the difference, Allan? Nothing. I just don't want to call it a testimonial only and you think it's some big grand, I lost 100 pounds or I can't post it. Some big transformational health, transformation, or it's not post worthy. No, I've been on the products 3 weeks and I'm feeling great. That's post worthy. I'm so thankful for my Neolife Energy tea because I got 3 hours sleep last night. That's post worthy. That's an experience. That's a product experience. We can't get enough of those posted in the group, right? Okay. So that's a quick overview of this group. And you might go, well, how do I invite people to this group? How do we get people in this group? Because this group is private and hidden. Nobody can find it. The only way you get in it is if somebody inside it invites you into it. Otherwise, in a search, it will never show up. So that's probably good to know too. So inviting prospects, number 1, never ever just invite a prospect without letting them know that you did it. Number 2, tying into number 1, always send them a message, letting them know what you did and why you did it. And we have a sample message that we'll show you here on the next screen. But here's a little acronym that hopefully will help you remember the steps to go through. Not that it's complicated, but so you don't skip a step to invite someone into the Facebook group. ATM. And no, it's not automatic teller machine. It's add, tag, message. Add them or invite them more technically to your prospect to the Facebook group, in this case, the Neo-Life Healthy Living Community North America. Tag them in the comment section of the post or posts you want them to view, and message them letting them know what you did and why you did it. And the next screen is going to show you the sample message, the exact message I use, that I send to people, okay? And many others are using as well. Now, the one thing I'll say about this is ATM makes a nice little acronym, but you can't tag them until they've accepted the invite that you sent them. So it's really add and message immediately. And then after they accept that invite, you tag them in the comment of the post. Got it? But for remembering sake, we'll remember ATM, add tag message. It's really add message, and when they accept it, tag them. Okay, here's the message. I won't read it. You can pause this training to read it, but also know right here it is found in Josh's Neo-Life Business Builders with VP of Sales Josh Clark Facebook group in Unit 9. Unit 9, okay? I'm subject to change, but as of this recording, that's where it's at. You would go to the Facebook group that you're a part of. If you're not a part of, ask somebody to invite you in, like your sponsor. Hopefully they're there. Right where it says invite members, you type in the person's name and invite them. You have to be Facebook friends with them to invite them. But that's how you invite them, where you invite them, okay? A quick overview on the Facebook group. If you click on units, circled in red here, there's several units, 12, 13, I don't recall. Unit number 1 here is educational videos. This is the unit, the first one I would tag someone in that first video. 5 key criteria. There's the follow-up video, Neo-Life Health Packs Explained, and then there's the deeper dive, Josh's Health and Immunity Talk. Okay, there's some other resources in here too you can look at when you have time. Unit 2 is testimonials. There's 135 testimonials that you all have posted. Thank you very much. Alphabetized from A, acne, allergies, alopecia, to Z, A to Z. Okay, that's Unit 2. Unit 3 is live interviews. We've got Louis Smith's interview in there, Dr. Hickey's interview in there. We got Bob Pearson from Eugene, Oregon, his interview in there, mental health. Shelley Sheridan from Canada's interview in there. We've got Sean Boone from Florida's interview in there, and the list goes on and on and on. Live interviews, good stuff, okay? We've got Unit 4, which are health talks by topic, and we'll build this out. We're building this out as we speak, okay? So we got digestive health, immune health, mental health, some great information in there, and we're only going to add more to it. But let's keep in mind the educational stuff is not the magic secret sauce. It's your story. It's your Neo-Life experience. It's your customer's experience. It might be a 3-sentence long post with their picture added to the group, but getting 5 or 10 of those a day added in the group as we grow and gain momentum, that's the secret sauce, not the seminars. Okay, that's the power. So your help with that is greatly appreciated. If you're asking how we'll know whose prospect is whose, because it's a private hidden group, that's why it's private and hidden, by the way, you must be invited in. And if you must be invited in, we will have a record of who invited who, and you can see who added who. And that's how we track whose prospect is whose. And anybody, in over a year, we've not had one single incident. But if we ever do, hopefully we don't, if we ever do, we'll be able to see who added them, whose prospect they were, and deal with the offender if there is one. So just be aware of that, of whoever, don't be prospecting somebody or messaging somebody in the group that wasn't your prospect, and click on members and search their name, and you can find out whose prospect they are. Real simple. Okay. So again, the magic ingredient, though, the secret sauce, as I like to call it, are the testimonials. They're the testimonials. So let me give you some examples. So if you haven't been paying attention to this, take a look. How simple this is. A before and after picture. Josh Cox, one sentence, talking about his insulin, talking about his weight loss. We've got Melissa Randazzo, sorry. Before and after, substantial weight loss, posting her picture. I mean, these are big transformational ones. They're not all like that. Cheryl Wilson, she was a 90-day challenge winner, right? Posting her before and after picture, 90 pounds lost. You've got another transformational one here with Jennifer Christmas, 161 pounds. I know she's lost more than that since this posting in July of last year. Almost a year ago now. But here's a great, I put this one in here because I want you to see how awesome this is. this post without reading it, just that last sentence. By the wedding this weekend, I felt amazing, down a few pounds and inches, and my wedding ring is fitting again, something that hasn't happened in a few years. That right there, my friends, is a powerful post. Why? Not everybody relates with losing 100 pounds, 50 pounds, 180 pounds, but almost everybody can relate with losing a few pounds and a few inches and fitting in clothes that they didn't fit in, or feeling good in their clothes that haven't felt good in. So don't think it has to be some major life-changing transformational post to make an impact. Actually, this might impact more people than even the huge transformational ones. Debatable anyway. They're both amazing, okay? That's the point. Don't overlook the small, what might be considered small stories. They're big. Here's Kristen Kingsolver posting her husband Jason's blood work improving. Very good post. Kurt Strouser doing the same thing. Awesome post. Micah Stinnett posting before and after with skincare. Lisa Denise posting her mom's lowered blood pressure. And Verna Seal just posting. There's nothing transformational about this, but she's talking about how it's just real life, right? She works on the city council. My shake now allows me to go from work to city council meetings on Mondays and not get my headache about an hour to an hour and a half into the meeting because I'm so hungry. And basically it's convenient, it tastes good, it's helping me with my headaches. And why did I post it? Why did I choose this one? Because I want to talk about the power of a picture. This picture of Verna has nothing to do with her story. It's not a before and after, but yet a picture is worth 1,000 words. To see this in someone's news feed, it's gonna stand out more with a picture than if it was just the words. And it's really cool to get to see the picture of the person. It wouldn't matter what she was doing, walking, jumping, riding a horse, swimming, who cares? The idea is that it's a picture of Verna with her story. And she did an amazing job doing this. Very simple to do. But I want to just keep showing these examples to show you how easy it is when your customers say, as we're following up, and they say, yeah, no, I'm doing great. I'm enjoying it. I've been on it for 3 weeks. But notice I'm not getting my headaches. Or maybe they share a story like Verna's. It's upon us to ask them and request, will you please share that in the Neo Life Healthy Living community along with a picture of you so people can see who's posting it? It would so encourage so many people, because that is the truth. That is the reality of it. And most people are never going to post unless we ask. So will you help me in recruiting, as I call it, posts like these into the group so it can be even more powerful? Can you guys catch that vision with me? It's already exciting. And I'll share some stories with you here in closing, but we can make it even more exciting together, right? Here's another one. Renee Elkins, just sharing her initial experience on Neolife, very positive, not transformational, and a picture of herself. The picture, again, has nothing to do with the story, but it has everything to do with the story because it's her story, right? Same thing here for Crystal Hancock, talking about her PCOS. Great job, hey, Crystal. And then here's an example. If somebody is not going to post a picture, they don't feel comfortable posting a picture of themselves, whatever the case may be, even though we're going to ask for it. If they won't post a picture, that's fine. Post it without a picture. Just share your story. And here's an example of somebody doing that. You can also see that without a picture, it's a little easier to get lost in everybody's newsfeed. It just doesn't stand out as much. Michael Lee did a great job adding a picture that's not even a picture of him. So it doesn't, ideally it's a picture of the person posting it, but it can be a picture of something relating to the topic. In this case, migraine headaches. In this case, Hashimoto's. Kristen Bailey. In this case, menopause symptoms by Renata DeVoe. Great job, all of you. And just a couple stories on this. I actually had a lady I invited to a in-home health talk that once she found out I promoted supplements, she said, I want nothing to do with it. I want to get my nutrition from food. This is after she expressed all her health concerns to me. And I said, no problem. I wish you the very, very best. A couple weeks later, maybe a month later, I followed up with her. Same story, not interested. And I just checked in to see how she's doing. No, still on track to get everything I need from my food. Great. Okay, tell you what, no problem. Wish you the best. If anything changes, we're not going anywhere. Neolife's not going anywhere. I've been around 62 years. I'd be happy to help. Couple weeks later, maybe a month later, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to put her in the Facebook group. So I ATM her. And the message I sent her was slightly different than this message. I said, I know you're not interested in the supplements, and maybe you never will be. That's okay. I just invited you to Facebook group. It's a community that's health and wellness driven. I think it'll really encourage you in your with your goals and your aspirations of wanting to get nutrition from food and so on and so forth. Kid you not. She never even replied to my message. She accepted the invite. Within 2 weeks, she signed up as a club member and is one to this day. That was last summer. And all because of the power of social proof and social validation of seeing all your stories posted in there. Is that not cool? I've got other examples of customers coming back to me, club members in the group coming back to me going, hey, I just ordered Phyto Defense and this product and that product because I saw an interview of so-and-so and they were taking this. So I realized I need to take it too. I've got stories of people we've invited into the group that I met just briefly at the gym, invited them into the group. 5 days later, I hadn't even followed up with them yet. They're messaging me when I'm on vacation on a surfing trip a month ago with my son. She's like, I'm researching everything. This looks amazing. I'm going to be ordering. I'm making a list of questions. I'll be getting with you in a couple of days. I mean, we need to follow up with our people. But in this case, I didn't even follow up with her. She's coming after me because of what she saw in the Facebook group. She did end up signing up. And she's still ordering the products to this day. You know, this is month 2, I guess. She's still on the products on her 2nd month or maybe 3rd month now and loving the products because the Facebook group, okay? And last story, and I've got many, last one I'll tell you is I've never before this Facebook group had somebody who's not using the products, who I did not ask for a referral, refer customers to me. Have you all had that happen? I had never had it happen. But in this Facebook group, numerous times, I've had prospects I put in there that I ATM'd into the group who still haven't signed up or ordered product, and they're putting their friends in group messages to me going, you need to talk to Allan, you need to talk to Nicole, because of what they're seeing in the Facebook group. And they know I invited them to the Facebook group, so logically, if they want to help their friend, they're going to send them back to me. Is that not exciting? It's so exciting. It's powerful. So the last thing, the business prospecting group. Let's not overlook the need for the business, especially during these times. The Ideal Business Neolife, invite the same way. This is a picture of the group. If you go to Unit 1, the very first post is the go-to business presentation in Unit 1, the Ideal Business. By the way, down here is Unit 2. In Unit 2 are past episodes of the Ideal Business webinar. So if you have someone that's a real estate professional, a law enforcement or firefighter, a healthcare professional, a teacher, or a mom, you know, a mom, mompreneur, wannabe or potential mompreneur, then you may want to go to one of these webinars that's more specific to them and their occupation. Otherwise, it's the first post in Unit 1 or one of these in Unit 2. Unit 3 has recognition images that you'll see here examples of in a second, so that you can use to recognize your promoters when they step up. And we'll talk about that here, okay? So what is the purpose of this group? It's to recruit promoters. That's the purpose. Who's the target audience? Prospective promoters, right? What do you post? We're not going to post health stories in this group. We're selling the business. We're showcasing the business. So how do we showcase the business? We're going to welcome new promoters and show there are others joining this exciting movement. We're going to recognize step-ups and show people are having success. That's what we want our prospects to see. It's true. They might as well see it. And 3, we're going to recognize those that earn trips, leadership school trips, world team trips. Let's recognize them in your teams so your prospects, our prospects, all of our prospects can see this. This is what they all want. So let's showcase it, right? What not to post, there's no questions, just like the other group. It's not a Q&A. We're not going to use our jargon. We're not talking about my prospect this or my prospect that. It's my friend, right? It's not my prospect. We might speak that language to each other, but not to them or in front of them. We're not going to talk about upline, downline, sideline, right? Common sense stuff. So how to invite, same as the before. Don't just invite people, send them a message letting them know what you did and why you did it, okay? And the sample message is, again, ATM. Add them, tag them, message them. Really, add them, message them, and then after they accept, tag them in the presentation, right? Here's the message I use. It's also found in Unit 9 of the Neolife Business Builders with VP of Sales Josh Clark Facebook group. Same place as the other script. If you want to find them, save them in your notes. That's what I do. Got them on my phone. Just copy, paste, maybe make some edits, maybe not, hit send. All right? So some post examples if you want to see what people are doing. very successfully. Thank you all who are doing this. Welcoming new promoters. There you go. Jen Case welcoming her new promoter, Lisa Denise, in June. Lisa's already a senior manager on her way to director. But anyway, that was a month ago. Old news now. But welcoming new promoter. This gray box right here, and there's other styles in there in Unit 3 of Josh's VP of Sales Facebook group has these images you can use to make collages. Photo Collage is a free app you can use. There are plenty of others. If you're wondering, how do I do that? Do it however you want. Okay, this is great how she did it. This is great how Micah did it, recognizing her new promoter, Randy and Stacy Stinnett. Chelsea Clark recognizing her new promoter back in April. This is an older one, but Aaron Hunt. Then we've got people recognizing step-ups, if you want examples of that. Shelly Lazone recognizing their new directors. You've got Gregory Perea recognizing his new manager. This is a beautiful one, by the way. Great job, Greg. I don't know what you're using there. Maybe Canva or something. Looks amazing. Elisha Voberg recognizing his new senior managers, the Partridges. You got Lisa Whitman recognizing her new manager. You've got Cindy Hadley up in Canada recognizing her new promoter. You've got Chad, and you see everybody's doing it a little differently. There's no right or wrong way. Chad Johnson recognizing their new directors. Now they're Emeralds, but Fosses, congratulations, their new directors. And Deborah Campbell, here we go, recognizing her new, recognizing her senior manager for hitting that 2K commission sales volume bonus step up, even though there's no title there, recognizing that milestone achievement. Great job, Deborah. And Nicole, my bride, recognizing our new directors, Jen and Matt Case. There's how Nicole did it. Trips earned. I mean, here we go. Audrey Green recognizing their downline, the Holbrooks, for qualifying for leadership school. I mean, does that not look good to your prospects who are interested and curious about the business? Of course it does. So please embrace this and do this for your downline. Trips earned. World team trip. How about this? This is me recognizing Dwight Merrilee for earning the trip to Grand Cayman this October. Let me ask you this. Do you have a world team member in your team? Some of you do, some of you don't. Some of you have multiples. Here's the deal. If they're a titled world team member in this calendar year, and you can log in and click on their name and see what their title is, they qualify, Sapphires and above, everyone. Sapphires and above qualify for world team trip. So if you have one, recognize them, right? Let's let our prospects see that, this amazing lifestyle, this amazing trips that our company takes us on. One story, and then I'll close. Here's the deal. I added somebody, or Nicole might have, added a business prospect to this Facebook group in April when it launched. Followed up with the person a month or two later. I mean, more than a few different times, but a month or two, probably 2 months into them being in there, which would have been last month, I guess, June or end of May. Conversation with her, and here's what she said. Yes, I want to join as a promoter. I wish I would have done this 2 years ago when you guys first talked to me about it. And we said, well, I mean, we felt that way too, but why do you say that? She goes, well, I see what's going on. So many people are joining the company. So many people are having success. I mean, it is hot right now. I can see that. And I said, well, yeah, it is. First of all, I acknowledge you're absolutely right. How do you know that? How can you tell? She goes, well, in the Facebook group, I just see it. This Facebook group is where she's seeing it. And if she wasn't in this Facebook group, how would she know? She wouldn't. She wouldn't. So that is one quick story of the power of this Ideal Business Neolife Facebook group for your business prospects. So I'll close with this. It works if you work it. It doesn't work if you don't work it, like a lot of things, right? We all must, and I'll plead with you and beg you, please help us all recruit more story posts in the Neolife Healthy Living community anyway. More story posts, more story posts. We should be following up with our customers every time we hear a story. Doesn't matter what it is. If it's positive, will you share it in the Healthy Living community? Will you please post it? It can be short. Short and sweet's better. Short post with your picture. Will you share it? It'll encourage so many people. If we're all doing that, it's only going to get more and more and more exciting and more powerful and more effective for all of us, company-wide, okay? It's going to be huge. It's already very, very big. And then simply invite or ATM, add tag message, your prospects into one or both groups if they're a business prospect, one if they're a health customer prospect, both if they're a business prospect, right? They would go in both, and then follow up with them. It's that simple. It's the most duplicatable method available. It is so easy, so duplicatable, so simple, I should say. I don't know if easy is the best word. Simple, simple, simple. Very simple. So simple an 8-year-old could do it. And that's what we want, right? So I hope that was helpful. I hope it's encouraging. And recruiting with social media is a real thing if we use it, is an effective thing if we use it properly. I hope that was helpful. Until next time, have a super rest of your day, rest of your weekend, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.